no bans for Guts' pool whatsoever. It was mostly focused on mini outside of the ABBA ban, which I don't know. We'll still see if there's something to that, because if that was really just, hey, let's randomly ban ABBA just in case we can get a Bat Rider, that was shut down instantly. So get the feeling there was maybe more to it than that. We'll see what 5ManMidas have planned. Before that, though, one last ban here for NoRunes. Do you think they care enough to ban out... Well, I guess they don't. I was going to say, do they care enough to ban out something like one of those spirits again to try and put RRL in a tough spot, but instead it's a snap ban, and now we can see why as they go for the Phoenix.
Yeah, and I like the Phoenix a lot. I feel like that's a hero that because of the Marcy's threat in that first phase, we saw a few Phoenixes before in the Thunderpick tournament where people were picking Phoenix into Marcy and then just not caring because of what Phoenix was actually able to
Whoa.
provide. But with Marcy taken out, Phoenix feels pretty all right, but Disruptor, okay. I can start to get behind it a little bit. I think versus both Primal Beast and Phoenix, that's a pretty easy kill, and pair it with a little bit more of that early game damage. 5ManMidas are getting a little bit more of that initiative. Not to mention, well, if it is going to be an offlane Primal Beast, I feel like now it's NoRunes that kind of have to switch things up right now because Jug does not care. Every time you're going to try to
Yeah.
trample him, he is just going to spin out on you. Of course, Trample has a much lower cooldown at early levels. It's where level 1 and level 2 Jug spin. Got to be careful with that CD because I think 2 tramples do come out before your CD is back up. But at the same time, I feel like 5ManMidas have a much stronger lane. Both of their lanes are much stronger this time around.
Yeah, their lanes are stronger, and this is a lineup that can just straight up fight, right? I mean, game one, we didn't really see it as much. They very rarely grouped up. In fairness, part of the reason why they didn't group up was because there was a Treant Protector on the other side, but, I digress. That's a situation now where they can really put together a solid team fight until that happens. Now it's a little bit more iffy as the Faceless Void does come into play, but I don't know. If you're 5ManMidas, I still like this better than what they had in the previous game.
No, yeah, I agree as well. And yeah, you do have to kind of swallow the pill here. There is a Faceless Void in the game now that is going to really enable this Phoenix pick even more. But I think now the name of the game is punish whenever they don't have Chrono. Make those exerted efforts every single time you have that Mars Arena go for a play. You should be getting at least 2 arenas for every Chronosphere. And then it's just keeping that ball rolling, keeping things moving in the game. It's where I feel like right now, I would love for them to maybe turn the draft around, get like a Death Prophet, and then put the Mars mid. Just something that's going to allow them to get onto buildings and have their Juggernaut just enable them with the healing ward. I don't necessarily think they can go for a hero like the Leshrac, but any one of those heroes that can just either draw out the mid lane or make the Shaker lane feel a little bit better versus the Faceless Void, and then you just shift things around, I'd be super down for that. And Lina
Mm,
is different. Again, she's one of those draw mid laners who will now no longer lose any mid matchup versus Guts' last pick, but is very killable into Chrono, and that will be your target. Even though if you aren't Chronoed, you can do a lot of damage to that Faceless Void. It's something that you have to be careful about if you're a mini. If you do miss out on that Lina, she will just A-click you, and got to be a little bit scared of that, but a super killable hero in that Chronosphere is where the Lina is extremely fragile. A little bit scary, I think, now if you are playing this Lina, which is kind of unfortunate, but we'll have to see now because Guts, now you're going to want a playmaker that goes alongside your Primal Beast. You're going to want somebody to make plays during that downtime that the Chronosphere isn't available, and that
hmm.
is different. Now let's see what they lock in. It's going to be Guts Tusk. Okay. That's going to be a little bit of a tough lane, I think, for him, but there is also a ton of kill potential, and I guess you have 2 ranged supports, so maybe this is Guts just saying, okay, well, I'll be my own support. I'm going to set up for myself in the mid lane, and then you guys just TP in, and then you have a lot of kill threat onto this Lina.
Yeah, he might have to tough it out a little bit in the actual first couple of minutes of the laning stage against Alina, but as you say, the offset in just the pure aggressive potential is going to be there. And, well, it's a hero that can maybe help out a little bit as well with things like the Snowball, right? Maybe you can dodge out the Mars. If you're stuck in the Static Storm, there's just not much you can do at all, but it is going to be a potential sort of backup plan for them.
Yeah, and it is a little bit of a gamble. I do think that that is their constant playmaker that they kind of wanted to go for. We'll just have to see how the lanes play out, because I also think that the Pango was in the pool. They probably could have turned the draft around for it, but that's where I think right now, though, 5ManMidas, all of their lanes are stronger. All of their lanes are not dead set on winning, but I feel like they're going to be a lot closer this time around. The only one who's going to be a little bit awkward is Moonlight and Liza's lane, where Moonlight's going to want to kind of do his own thing, where Liza's just sapping until he gets level 6, and then it's just keeping, again, that ball rolling, just going from tower to tower, objective to objective with your arena, making sure you find those easy punishes and not getting too torn up or torn apart by the Primal Beast and the Tusk, which is a pretty tall ask, but that's where we just have to see them make those smart map rotations. And then I think we got a little bit more of a close game here.
This seems like it's the closest draft-wise that 5ManMidas have been to a win so far in this event. Their previous 7 games, it's always felt like they're kind of on the back foot, really from the draft stage on, but maybe still underdogs here, but not nearly as much as they were before.
Yeah, and as we typically say with Tricore lineups, if you're winning, feels great. You have 3 heroes that can farm, you have 3 heroes that will farm, but if you do start getting sidetracked, if you do start falling behind, that's where somebody is going to suffer. Nice Fisher Moonlight. Just proving that he's got it, making sure
He did,
we
okay.
all know what's going on. But it's where I think it is going to be very important for them to deal with a lot of that run at you energy that NoRunes have also done a very good job at cultivating.
Mm-hmm.
It's where Primal Beast is still Primal Beast. It's why he's been getting first phase banned. I just hope that this jug lane is going to pan out in the fashion that they drafted it for. They drafted Argus onto this hero as a solution to what Primal Beast can do. I just don't want to see a Primal Beast get away with it. Well, I kind of want to see a Primal Beast get away with it. And
What the hell?
he's getting the uproar charges, and that's 4-5, but thing is, it's a little bit early. Usually you want to get the uproar charges either in response to the rune or in response to TPing to your lane, but instead he just eats 300 damage and just gonna stand here.
Yeah, I think it's going to wear off before it spawns. That's a little awkward, but... Well, now I'm not sure he wants to do it again, because he's already eaten the damage, but... The runes are going to be coming up. Do want to point something out, though, before we get into the action. That score indicator at the top of your screen is incorrect. The sides are wrong. It is NoRunes who are up 1-0 here, not 5ManMidas. So, mentioned earlier on, we were having some issues with the lobby. That is one of those issues. It didn't quite swap over when it was supposed to. So, don't trust your eyes. That's fake news. It's not 1-0 for 5Man. It's the other way around.
Even though 5Man would love a win here, they
Yeah.
would definitely be all down. They would have loved a 2-0, but get that out of your head. They should already just be thinking about the game in front of them. And they should have, I think, a little bit more fun. They've got a few more plays that they can actually go for this time around. Before, it just felt like they were scrambling to do anything versus the Morphling and then getting ripped apart by a Kunkka. But now I think they've got a little bit more agency. These lanes are slightly annoying, and there is a Faceless Void to go against, but that's where I hope they can make something happen early on here. Especially level 2, I think all their heroes feel pretty strong. Oh, feeling.
Not a fun time for him. One more hit from Heiko, maybe? Nope. It's going to have to be 2, but nobody can get close enough.
Doesn't have a salve, though, so he just kind of have to sit here and feel the damage, which kind of sucks, because Disruptor, it's that hero that you want to kind of automatically win trades in the safe lane, but instead you're already kind of just on the back foot off of that one little play, and now you're not going to be confident enough to sit up there with your Juggernaut, so you aren't going to get kinetic field as soon as he is, because you just have been trying to pull yourself away from taking XP, and Anez, he needs 2 more right clicks and a sap.
Can he get one more hit in there? He's trying to cut his way through the trees. Not going to be able to do it. So at least feeling. Fairy Fire popped. Okay. He's being a little bit cheeky there, but you're still burning through resources early on in this lane. So as you said, ET, the point still stands. He's not capable of standing up with his teammate, and the level discrepancy is going to start to matter a bit.
Yeah, that's also where gotta be so careful here. If you get your courier sniped out, you're just right
the
back
onslaught.
at square one.
Oh,
not
that's
clean, but still dead.
Okay.
Honestly, a death I don't think he minds. You get full health, you get full mana, even though you get first blood over to Hanez. That was just an ugly situation, and there you go. The spin, the counter. There's no trample either. He's got a lot of armor, so Might need to walk away now, but
Okay. Popped some stick charges. Hane, yeah, just don't stand too close to your buddy there. He's trying to salve up, and between that and the flag bearer, we got the creep in here, so gonna be regenning up quite nicely, but that's still a play to be made, and Argus almost gets the kill even without feeling, so if the Disruptor's there, he's now level 2, so you have that kinetic field. They could make that happen, but will they aggressively pursue it, ET? Almost certainly not, but it's at least an option for them.
yeah, and we'll see. Level 2 spin. Pretty nice power spike. It's a little bit annoying. Somehow every single Primal Beast lane just is always so far pushed up into his own tower. It's the same thing yesterday with speed on his Primal Beast. It's just really good play from the 4 position to just keep that lane in a really annoying spot. And something that Argus hasn't really had to deal with just yet. And there you go. Okay. A lot of damage. He's just going to sit there and right-click him, so it ends up being a pretty even trade. And there's the trample. Oh, he canceled it.
Whoa. Huh.
The onslaught doesn't come through.
Meanwhile, feeling is cliffed, but he's cliffed and still somehow maybe winning this fight? This is the dumbest fight I've ever seen. Oh my god. He has to run away. What is that? That's just dumb. But now, wait for Fade Bolt. Just go back in and kill him from range, I guess. At the same time, there was a kill elsewhere on the map as the Earthshaker did go down, but we have to watch this standoff. Can he get the kill? He should. No, the misses, and then Moonlight. That's cheating. You can't have a teammate come into a 1v1. That's not allowed.
I think that was like 3 uphill misses that ended up killing the Rubik. Yeah, no, that's pretty insane. And then you look over at the Primal Beast, then Heiko, he tries to go for the punish. He eats another full spin where he just sits there and right-clicks the Jug, but these trades are getting worse and worse for the Primal Beast, and now with his support being out of lane for so long, good soul XP, but just the same amount of soul XP to Argus, and once you have level 3 spin, you're getting past that time where that CD is something you can play against.
Yeah, bit of an awkward one, and Hane, I understand. He didn't want to give up on a potential kill there onto the opposing support, but not only did you end up using a lot of time, you ended up dying and you didn't even get the kill, so the thought process is understandable. It's just the outcome is so brutal in terms of the knock-on effect that it has on this lane.
Yeah, it is just hilarious how little feeling's been in the lane in this game. This disruptor just hasn't had the opportunity to play very much Dota, but who cares? Who cares?
He's still Disruptor. He's still going to be relatively useful as Argus. He's going to spin his way forward. Very little HP, but he is spinning onto Hane. He finds that kill, and now Heiko is trapped inside of that kinetic, so wasn't able to keep chasing. Argus is coming back. That's a very short onslaught, and a little bit too short to actually connect, but Heiko, I think, realized if he goes in, he doesn't have the damage to kill Argus, and then he's stuck in a 2v1, so better for him to sort of play it safe and back it out, but that's still a kill going to 5ManMidas.
Yeah, and this lane is just not very close. I feel like this has been exactly what they wanted when they drafted up this Juggernaut, and it is panning out for them.
Meanwhile, up top, it's a little bit more of a struggle here, as you see Mini and Sarem just going to chase onto Moonlight. That's a very nice stun, though, onto 2 under the tower. Moonlight should still fall, but can Lies... No, he can't. He really can't do much of anything. Doesn't have any mana, doesn't have any spells. And I believe he was slowed by a Fire Spirit there as well, so he wasn't even really attacking all that quickly, and NoRunes pick up the kill. Sarem is a little bit low. Lies thought about the spear, not going to be able to go for it, and now he might not even get out of here alive. There's the spear defensively to keep him safe, but he does have to retreat. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Guts able to find his first kill of the game, picking off Feeling, and now TPing onto the tower to look for Argus, because Argus has no mana. He's used pretty much everything at his disposal. He's going to try to get the kill into Heiko, but he doesn't actually finish it off in time.
Yeah, and that was really close to being another trade kill where probably would have been happy on the Jug, but that just makes it happen. Gus was walking there anyway, and Heiko's just barely going to be able to survive that with the stick, and Feeling, well, you're just going to die to Tusk here.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like it.
Walrus Punch. Just too much damage. Yeah, easy kill for Guts. Nice rotation. Makes his way down bot, picks up a kill and an assist. Meanwhile, while he was doing that, you were able to send Hane over towards the middle lane to actually not get that much experience, because it is still a very angry Lina on the other side, so he does have to play it safe. But if he can get even up to just level 4, before Guts gets back. That's going to be very helpful for the Rubik.
No, it definitely is, and it's where you just have so much wave clear. It's just wave clear on wave clear. So you want to hit this mid tower as RRL because you know the Tusk is gone, but being this far pushed up, it's a little bit scary. It's where very easily the Tusk could just return to mid. You get that kill going for you. You do have a high ground ward, which is pretty nice at scouting all of that rotation out, but could still be a very dangerous situation for the Lina as Guts kicks his Rubik back out of the lane. But this
Didn't
was
get
an interesting
4.
rotation from RRL. He kind of just walked up, maybe looked for bounty runes, saw that there weren't there. Now he's back to the low ground here and kind of sandwiched in between heroes here on the rune.
Very strange. Hane is going to start with the lift into the snowball. There's the Walrus Punch. They're going to throw out the tag team, and RRL really doesn't have any way to get out of this. He is going to get taken down at the same time up top. Moonlight, he got himself caught as well.
And that was a nice dodge with the illusion rune on the LSA. You know, Guts just showing off a little bit, but Moonlight has not been having a good time. And yeah, again, does he get away as well? Oh, everything's committed from Argius. This is super unfortunate. He's got the Lance too, but now you got to be careful. Support's coming in. He doesn't have any spells to give, but oh no, everything's falling apart for 5ManMidas.
Lies dies top. There's the Walrus Punch on Argus. He's going to try and spin TP his way out of this. Do they have the damage? Oh, they do. Aiko sets it up. Guts finishes it off, and now they're going to lose RRL too. What in the world has happened? Oh, God. That's a whiff on the chrono, but if they get the kill, who cares? They will find the kill, and at this point, ET... Mini dropping the XD after the whiff, but that's 12-2 now. They doubled their kill count in a minute and a half, maybe, in total.
They might get Hanes right now. They better get Hanes right now.
There we go. Now Mini might be stuck too. Actually, he does have time walk. Yeah, he's just able to get himself out.
Yeah, and then Guts just kills Moonlight, who's just trying to sap just a little bit of XP. It's just unfortunate. There's just so much kill potential in these lanes, and you've kind of given away a lot of what was going fine first 5 minutes of this game. The top lane was never all too easy, but at least now on the Mars, you're level 6. You just want to arena somebody, probably the Phoenix. You just want to get kill after kill now. It's where you need to kind of supply yourself, get the supplemental kills. Don't care about the big ones just yet, but Liza is constantly getting harassed here with level 3 Fire Spirits. It's so much damage. I think he's just dead to the Phoenix.
See,
last
DOT
one landed.
Ticking.
Got a stick.
Oh, yeah, okay, he's fine. But he did have to use that wand to keep himself safe. Meanwhile, back in the middle lane, Guts, that's maybe a little bit overconfident there. Marches his way into what he assuredly only thought was 1. It turns out to be 3 heroes. There's some big kills for 5ManMidas, right? Just got to pull it back a little bit. You're not going to get your 4K deficit wiped away in a single move, but got to try and do something here. Speaking of which, Lies. As Arena just needs backup, but the tier 1 tower's going down too quickly.
No, I don't know if there's much you can do here. You'd want to Arena, but without your Lina having Laguna Blade, you can't really rotate that quickly. I see 3 heroes bottom, and
What is going on here?
Aiko canceled another onslaught.
He spun to get the creeps, which means he wasn't really there to fight, and... Well, they're not going to get caught, I suppose, but that was, I think, just an example of different players being maybe not on the same page there. And feeling, is he going to get punished for this? Maybe not. Argus is going to come back in. There's a spin, but there's going to be the Supernova. Walrus Punch throws him up in the air, so the Supernova will go off, and Argus... No, it doesn't! Moonlight! Okay. He sneaks in for the final hit, so Sarem does die. The problem is, it didn't actually save the Juggernaut's life. Nice high five, boys. Moonlight and Guts will just go their separate ways, and... That was almost a spectacular play. If Moonlight had actually killed off the egg and it had saved the Juggernaut, then that would have been something. But Guts... Oh, come on, man. You just high-fived that man not 15 seconds ago, and then you murder him.
Yeah, it's just Guts playing around with his levels. Oh, he's even looking up RRL here.
Boy.
They're getting collapsed on. Oh my god, there's a chrono if he wants, but... Okay,
I think they spotted Feeling. Yeah. They knew Feeling was coming in. He doesn't have ult, though, so this isn't really much of a threat. And yeah, once they realize that, they're just going to go back in. There's the Lina dead, and now Feeling, you're stuck in no man's land. Shards blocking him off. TP coming in from Moonlight. Don't believe it's going to get here in time, though. He does still throw out the fissure, but... This feeling just won't go away, ET. So often, 5ManMidas, someone's TPing in, someone's rotating over, and you ask yourself, but why are they doing that? And you don't have a valid answer.
Yeah, in a tab you don't usually look at. You look at hero level. They are just owning in XP right now.
Oh,
And okay, Arena,
all
a lot of
right.
damage onto the Tusk, but he is just a Tusk. Phoenix even goes in, and now your Mars is dead. And again, without that Laguna Blade, they needed that Luna to make that play happen. They didn't even have Echo Slam. That was just Lies, I think, overestimating his own damage. And now, with all those trees gone, well, there's nowhere to hide. And they've also got a high ground ward here, so if they're not careful,
Oh my
well,
god.
yeah, they're gonna ping the ward after this, almost assuredly, but you're still at level 6
Oh,
on
they
the
spotted
Disruptor.
RL. He goes
Oh,
past Moonlight to stun the Lina. This is getting ugly. It's 21 kills. They just can't stop the bleeding.
no, and of course, they'll ping the word out after the fact. It's one of those, oh, well, shucks, guys. That was a little bit unfortunate, but they're just not farming. They're not getting out onto these lanes anymore. The only one who has been able to successfully is Argius, and I hope his TP doesn't get canceled here, and
Okay.
it will not. Myko guesses a little bit too far up, but at the same time, this could be a mistake right now. Feeling might get bopped,
Mm.
but
Well, he's got... Oh, the spear didn't hit. That's awkward. Mini still has Chrono as well, so they need to potentially just back off of this, but they move forward instead. There's your Chrono. No spells from Guts, though, so he just... he just stands and watches, but there was nothing he could actually do there. Now they're going to try to make this play happen. RRL does die. Spears are actually traded, so Lies is in some trouble here. Guts is going to try and catch up to him. Oh, that certainly helps. Shards lift. There's going to be the final hit from Hane, and
oh
he's still got
no,
Spear.
feeling.
Yeah, that's rough. Feeling taken down. Argius now into the fight, but back to sort of what I was saying before, ET. But why are you doing that? I don't think Argius has a good answer, and now he's going to get stunned up. He could die. Guts is very low on health, though, and Moonlight, okay, saves the day there. Fissure into the minimal damage from the totem, but it still gets the job done.
Yeah, CTMR.
Okay.
Yeah, they know. They're just playing around. They're playing a sick game of Dota, and they still have all of the levels in the world. That did set your jug really far ahead. Arceus just with the Midas and being able to survive that last engagement is kind of happy on the jug, but doesn't stop the fact that if you do ever sync up as 5 with NoRunes, I still don't think your opponents can really do something. And I'm still just looking at Phelan, seeing where he's going to find his level 6. Maybe on the mid wave right now. Maybe this is his time to get Static Storm, but what a sad state of affairs.
I mean, just put him somewhere. At this point, I don't care if he has to suicide to get it, but get him his ult. This is just
Oh,
painful.
and look at that. With killing both Hane's and Guts streak, Moonlight just has a Blink Dagger now.
Oh,
Maybe Moonlight is the one to kind of carry this game and give 5ManMidas a little bit more, and I think that's where NoRunes can certainly overextend still. That's where you do have to be cautious about playing with the lead. They're gaming right now. Guts has 10 kills. They are still very much so in the lead, but that's where the few kills you do give up, you can start to see those mistakes, and if you do start to play too much of the map, you can get ahead of yourselves here.
yeah, I mean, we're 15 minutes in. It's an 8K lead. That's about as big a lead as you could possibly have at 15 minutes, but no lead is unthrowable. We're still so early in the game that 5ManMidas can eventually mount a comeback, right? They've got to play incredibly well, but you just pointed out, right? The Midas is there, the Blink's up on the Earthshaker, so they have the tools. They really just need to get feeling his damn ult at this point, and they might be ready for a fight. I don't know, did they not give him the tome, or is this his level with the tome? Because that's kind of sad.
I think Moonlight just robbed him.
Okay.
I think the Shaker ended up taking it, which is yeah, a little bit sad. I can see maybe 3 or 4 instances where maybe that Static Storm would have been a little bit more impactful, but no, that's where having 2 greedy level 6 oriented supports can be a little bit tough to play around. But that's where 5ManMidas, even though they are getting whopped just a little bit, they've got Arena. They don't have Echo Slam, but they do have some plays to be made. And let's say you catch a Guts in an arena connected with the Lina, you can certainly kill heroes here. It really is just a matter of whether or not the Lina and the Mars can connect with each other in a very nice fashion, and they don't get picked off in the meantime.
Yeah, man, that's the point we were making. 15 minutes in, with all the gold in the world, you're still not unkillable. No one can be unkillable at 15 minutes. As Hane is not going to die to the Laguna and
Oh,
might not die at all. He just stole Laguna, throws it onto Moonlight. Not enough for a kill in either direction, but now the fight is breaking out. Feeling got hit up by the onslaught. He did glimpse his opponent back, but it wasn't actually enough to prevent him from dying as Moonlight gets caught in the river. Meanwhile, RRL has to go south because the ramp got blocked off by the shards. And, well, that LSA does actually cancel the Pulverize. That's a nice play, but Guts is still chasing. The shards are up. Didn't get the trap, though. Okay. That's a very fast Lina. Fiery Soul, Boots of Travel, a Windlace, just, you know, adding a little bit extra, and he's able to get out.
and that's one of those sad circumstances where Hannes is 100% dead there every day of the week, but Surem has a mech, Surem has level 2 Sunray, it's 16 minutes. That's one of those sad state of affairs. This top lane, though. Oh, Argus.
Chrono
Yeah,
deployed,
you're just
Fade Bolt
dead.
in, shards from range. Yeah, this time Mini had the backup, not like the Chrono he threw out mid. And speaking of mid, Surem, trying to do a little too much there. He wanted maybe one last wave to push out. Instead, he runs into 4, and if you're 5ManMidas, these are not overly impressive plays, but right now, down by nearly 10k, these are the only plays you're realistically going to be able to find. May as well execute them cleanly. As he still has Laguna, that's right, he didn't actually die in that last fight, so he's able to throw it out again. Still not able to find a kill with it, though. Bit of a bummer. 2 Lagunas, no kills, but Mini, can he clean up? No, he can't. Glimpse pulls him back. Guts is still chasing, though. The man just knows no fear. And Feeling is once again going to be the one punished. At least he's... what the hell? He's 6, but he didn't skill static. Okay.
You know what? Catching up on the glimpse points, you know, you gotta give the respect to the man for trying anything and everything, but that's where we got Echo Slam. Moonlight's got kind of a nice time to smoke. I do not think they can smoke into nighttime, though. They just simply don't have enough vision here. I feel like smoking into the nighttime would be a good way to just kill yourselves, because right now NoRunes have both of the good ward sentry spots. You're going to get scouted out, and maybe they break onto Surem here, but I feel like this is going to be a pretty quick escape plan. He's going to pop, he's going to look for his way out, and then just run to the other ward spot. So you get the D ward, but
Heiko.
a little dangerous.
Okay. A bit of an interesting move there, and I do want to bring some attention back to the Primal Beast, because we haven't talked about him too much after the laning stage broke up, but he's 2-0-5 in ET. This is a little bit of a different itemization than I think we've seen in the past. What do you think about this? He's got the hood and the Sange.
Yeah, it's not your BKB, and I feel like that might be something that you get punished for coming forward. Of course, with Kaya Sange, you've got a lot more mana to play with. You've got a pretty decent amount of spell amp, but I don't like it. I really don't. I think a part of it is just because there is a lot of physical damage coming out as well, so BKB might not be the end-all be-all, but you're also playing versus Shaker Disruptor, and, well,
Well,
that's
goodbye,
why Guts'
Feeling.
BKB... Well, that's why Guts has a BKB, so he can just kill a hero. That is the BKB ticking out, though, and if he finds himself in an arena, could be scary. He got Fissure, though. Uh-oh.
Oh, stolen Fissure. Moonlight has to ult defensively. Not dead yet, but he is dropping. They were able to trade out for Hane at least, but they need more than this. They've lost Moonlight. RRL on the run. He's very fast. Will he be fast enough? Well, that helps. Turns around for the LSA, but Heiko gets the Pulverize off on 2 lies. And now the Chrono. It got deployed. They catch the Lina. RRL goes down. Now they turn their attention back onto the Mars. He is punched into the stratosphere. That is a pretty clean play. Hane, the only sacrifice to be made.
Yeah, unfortunate. And now, sure, you get to spread onto the map and farm maybe a little bit more. Very important they did kill the Rubik there. That's where, unfortunately, in this game, if you steal Fissure and you get the Ag Shard in your Rubik, it's just painful. You can just 100% carry a game with that spell alone, along with the Ag Shard, with the way that it interacts with Phase Bolt and Telekinesis. Just insane. There's a reason why Shaker only has 2 spells besides Echo Slam. It turns out Aftershock spam is a little insane. Not very fun to play against, but some important kills, and they do get a kill, which is, you know, tough to say, but that is all that 5ManMidas are really playing for here. And with that kill, Mars finally has a Blink Dagger, so he can actually, I think, open up a few more plays here where Moonlight doesn't just have to kill himself for the initiation.
Right. Just building it up. Got Blink. They'll have Arena in a few seconds. They now do have Static Storm, as Feeling took it at level 7. So, you know, it delayed things a little bit more. But they have all the tools at their disposal. They just need the right timing and potentially the right target as well, actually. Because someone like Guts, it might not be as easy as just, you know, hey, hit him up with their ults and take him down. Because he's got a fair bit of health and a BKB. So they've got to choose their moment to strike. As of right now, though, everyone on 5ManMidas is up top, and they're going to smoke up. The problem is there's really no one to actually go onto, but the targets are coming their way. It's just they're coming under the cover of their own smoke. Who gets the high ground spot first? It's going to be NoRunes.
Here we go. Hannes is going to break.
It's the jump in. They're going to try and get Argus dead, but they do get the Arena into the Spear Stun. That locks down Hane. The problem is they've lost Argus. The damage is gone. RRL, he's got to try to get the hell out of here, but he's getting locked down continuously. The Pulverize is going to finish him off. And it's time to do that running for your life thing on the 5ManMidas side. Is Feeling not going to complete his TP, and look at that, Guts. That is a nifty play. He snowballs in the other direction, knowing it's still going to hit Feeling. They didn't actually kill Moonlight here, so everything's getting very broken up. As Feeling will fall, Lies now finally goes down. Moonlight won't TP away, so it takes them an extra 15 seconds, but they do find it, and that's the game. That's GG.
Yeah, I think they're pretty aware that it doesn't get easier. You just died pretty much 100-0 there from Tusk to Jug. The BKBs are already built up. You're playing versus Faceless Void. Oh, 5ManMidas. It's just tough. It's just a really hard draft, I think, for them to win. And I think we have seen probably the slowest start to a game that Primal Beast has been able to get for himself. But everything also just panned out, and really Feeling, I mean, you can't harp on it too much, but 0, 12, and 9, he was the punching bag of this game. He was just beat up everywhere. There was just not a lot he can do. In Guts, really good performance on the Tusk. Kind of just balled out of control. We didn't get to watch his lane too much because we were too busy watching the Primal Beast and the Rubik, just bullying that Disruptor, but he didn't lose mid versus the Lina. He just kept his nose down, got his level, got 7, started rotating around the map, and then just got kill after kill after kill. I mean, they've got basically 2 kills a minute here, 10 to 39, just a whooping, and 5ManMidas still cannot find a win in this tournament.
And on the NoRunes side, this is exactly what you were hoping for, right? They were bottom 2 alongside 5ManMidas, but you are playing against a winless team, right? It doesn't matter if they were 1 and 3 before that on NoRunes. This was their opportunity to secure points against, I don't know if we want to say an easy opponent. That seems a little bit harsh, but the easiest opponent in the field at the time. They take advantage. They get 2 points. They're still not quite out of the bottom section just yet, ET, but they have certainly made themselves safer moving forward.
Yeah, and that's where, with the format, with everybody playing best of 2s, the 2-0s do really set you apart. It's where, very simply, this could be the only 2-0 that NoRunes win, and they still beat 5ManMidas when it comes to 1-1 tiebreakers, yada, yada, yada. You know, it's where this does really kind of suck. And for 5ManMidas, I think they pretty much have to win their next 2 series. Otherwise, they're really going to look like they're going to get eliminated. I think their chances really become more and more grim. And, of course, you just got to win. You got to do something. It's tough stuff because, again, they've already kind of milled through, I think, 2 or 3 board players at this point, just trying to get some semblance of a game plan coming forward. But they do seem very shaken.
Yeah. A team can't exactly start off any event 0-8 and not have some issues, whether it's personnel or strategy, or in 5ManMidas' case, maybe both. But they're running out of time now to try and turn things around. But they'll have more opportunities, more days to come, more games to be played. We'll see what changes come their way, if any. But for now, we are going to be moving on to our next series. We had the bottom 2 teams facing off first. Now we move on to another pair of squads who are also still kind of hanging out in the lower sections. It's going to be Felt versus SG Esports as our next best of 2. So NoRunes started out the day in a weak spot. They got some points. We'll see if one of Felt or SG can do the same. So we're going to be moving into that series in just a little bit. So stick around. We'll have the Game 1 draft coming your way in just a few minutes.